Knicks family, what's poppin' with you? How you feeling tonight? I'm glad you guys are here with me. And thank you for being here on another episode of Knicks Weekly. We're currently streaming on SportsCastr and YouTube. But about halfway through the show, a little earlier than halfway through the show, I'll jump off of YouTube and I'll be specifically and exclusively on SportsCastr. So, you can join me on SportsCastr by clicking the link in the description. You can join me on SportsCastr, ladies and gentlemen. We got a nice little show tonight. We're going to get into this whole Donovan Mitchell and Rudy Gobert thing. We're going to talk about Joel Embiid and the possibility of him being traded. And we'll get into some other stuff. Charles Oakley, he's on his thing again. You got the NBA having horse tournaments, right? Because they're unable to play any basketball, so they're trying to find a way to do something. What can you say? Anyway, I got Guillermo, I got Nate, I got Kevin, I got Isaiah in the chat. We're going to go ahead and get this thing popping, man. And I do want to let you guys know this. Guys, there's some people that's on YouTube. I want to let you know this. Every week I'll be doing a video, a short video, 3 to 5 minute video to explain the schedule for the week. So you can always go check out that video and see what's coming up next. In the description, I'll put the links to all the videos. I haven't done it yet, but I will do it tonight. I'll put the links to all the videos so that you can get right to it and you can set your reminders. And you can always go to my YouTube channel, the actual page, youtube.com/nothing-but-Knicks, and you'll see all the videos lined up to tell you when I'm having a video, when I'm doing a live stream. All right, so make sure that you check that out. All right, go check out the video. There's some other announcements in that video, that'll let you know everything that's going on. All right, so for all my friends and folks who are on YouTube, pretty soon I'll be sending you on over to SportsCastr, and I already put the link in the description. I already put the link in the YouTube chat. I'll be sending you on over there so that you can join the show from SportsCastr. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, let's go ahead and get to the show. All right, we got a lot to discuss and talk about tonight, and we're going to kick it off with talking about Donovan Mitchell. Donovan Mitchell. Whether or not this guy is angling to get to the Knicks. That's what Guillermo thinks, and he'll explain why. That he's angling to get to the New York Knicks. Now, of course, you heard everything about Rudy Gobert and Donovan Mitchell and how they've been having some problems with each other. Right? It's, with the whole thing that Rudy Gobert did with the COVID-19, having the coronavirus and all of that stuff. I guess their relationship isn't that good. According to Rudy Gobert, their relationship isn't great, but it's water under the bridge. They'll be able to work it out. They're ready to go win a championship together. I don't know. We'll see. Let's get to the guys that's in the chat. We'll start talking about it a little bit. Then we're going to hear from Rudy Gobert, and what do you think it's going to take for the Knicks to get Donovan Mitchell if he is actually available? If he were to come available, what do you think it would take? I don't know. But let's get to the guys over here in the chat, man. I'm going to start off, let these guys say what's up. I'll start off with Nate. Then we'll get around to everybody else that's in the chat. All right. Nate, what's going on, man? How are you feeling? I can't hear you, brother. Think you got yourself muted. Oh, I had you muted. My bad. There you go. You're good now.
Good, man. How you doing?
Good. How you feeling, man?
I'm good, man. Just enjoying the quarantine life.
Tell me, what's your thoughts on Donovan Mitchell?
Oh, man. I mean, if we can land him, I only want to pair him with RJ Barrett. I don't want RJ Barrett included in that trade. If I'm Utah, I'm not trading Donovan Mitchell unless I'm getting RJ Barrett in return. If It's going to take a lot, man. It's going to take Mitch. It's going to take Knox. It's going to take our first-round draft pick probably this year, next year, maybe Dallas's pick. It's gonna be a lot, man. And I just don't know if I like Mitchell. Don't get me wrong, but I don't know if he's worth all that. I really don't. I don't know if this guy's a franchise player. I think he's a really good player, but I don't think he's a franchise player. And I'm not going to give up the farm to get him.
Do you think RJ Barrett's going to be better than Donovan Mitchell in the future?
Man, if that boy can get a shot, I do think so. Yes.
Okay. And I'm not saying overall, he's not. I'm not saying that he's not going to be. I'm just asking the question.
Honestly, I think his ceiling's a lot higher than Donovan Mitchell's is. And if the guy can just shoot the ball at a better rate, yes, I think he will. He's 19. Okay. He's 19 years old. He's got a bigger body. He's already shown he can be a passer. He can be a defender. He's a good rebounder for his size. I mean, if the guy just can get a shot, man. I mean, this guy can. The ceiling is infamous for him. Okay. I think Mitchell's kind of. I don't want to say he's peaked, but I don't know how much better he can get, and he's really small too. He's only 6'1". I take RJ Barrett.
All right, we'll see. All right, Kevin. I'm gonna leave you unmuted, Nate. So you're still live.
Okay.
All right, Kevin. What's your thoughts, man?
Hey, I'm not giving up the farm for Mitchell. I like him, and I don't think anyone says no one thought that he was going to be, this good, during the, before the draft. So, I'm not giving up the farm for him. It'd be the same thing as if we're. I think it would be the same situation with the Carmelo. With the Carmelo trade, and I think there was probably another trade that we did before. I don't know if it was McDyke or I don't know who else, but I'm not giving up the farm for him. He's a great player. If we could do something else to get him, I know he's on a rookie contract right now, but if there was some other way that we could get him, fine. But I'm not giving up the farm for him. He's a great player. That's pretty much all, I can say. I really don't think. I think Utah will get rid of Gobert first before they get rid of Mitchell.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with you. They would probably get rid of Gobert first, unless Donovan Mitchell said that he wants to. Unless Donovan Mitchell says he wants out, they would most likely get rid of Rudy Gobert before they got rid of Donovan Mitchell. And I have no interest in Donovan Mitchell. In Rudy Gobert whatsoever. I don't have any interest in Rudy Gobert.
Yeah,
none at all.
And another thing is, here's the thing. If Donovan Mitchell is going to demand a trade and he wants to come home, I'm not going to get into this bidding war again like we did with Carmelo when he was threatening to go to the Nets. At the time, it was New Jersey, even though they were going to move to Brooklyn. But I'm not going to get into that bidding war again between that. I think that's why Dolan pulled the plug to get Carmelo, because he didn't want him, because he thought that he was going to go to Brooklyn, which he really wasn't. So
yeah, I'm not going to get offer.
Yeah. All right. Isaiah.
Hey, what's going on?
What's your take on it, man? What's your take on it?
Sim, I gotta tell you something funny, right? Because I texted Guillermo today because I was listening to I'm not gonna put their names up, but I was listening to a podcast, and during the podcast, the person that ran the podcast said he would give up RJ Barrett and 3 first-round picks for Donovan Mitchell. And when I tell you, Sim, I almost unsubscribed to his channel and stopped. I was gonna block him. I mean, no disrespect to Donovan Mitchell. He's from Connecticut. Shout out to Greenwich. But who the hell do we think Donovan Mitchell is? Like, what in the hell would give you that idea of you giving up literally 4, if you count RJ, 4 first-round picks I'm going to say it, he's a proven player as far as a rookie, RJ Barrett. It's a draft and it's a trade in Donovan Mitchell. who the hell do you think this kid is? And I was so dumbfounded about it. I'm like, first of all, Anthony Davis is an MVP caliber player. He got, and the Lakers got what? And I mean, the Pelicans got what? Josh Hart, Brandon Ingram, Lonzo Ball, and a first-round pick. You do it for a player like that, because AD is legitimately a top 5 player. Donovan Mitchell, he's a top 20 player, and I'm probably being generous. No. I'm tired of trading for these players. And we all know Donovan Mitchell is a Knicks fan. We all know that. And if he wants to come play for the Knicks, he can do that when he's ready. When he wants to on his phone free. I'm tired of trading players and they do this leverage crap and they just want to use the Knicks name to scare the Knicks and, all this crap. No. If you want to come play for this team, do what you got to do, but we're not going to trade for you. Come on your own.
Well, I mean, first of all, I think we expect a lot from players. When we always say, if you want to come play for this team, then don't demand that they trade for you or do stuff like that. The players got to look at the interest of themselves, just like the teams got to look at their interest. Don't say that to Donovan Mitchell. Say it to the Knicks. All right, because the players are going to look out for their personal interest, and that's what they should do, in my opinion. You always hear it. It's a business. It's a business. Everybody always points back to the Carmelo Anthony trade and that Carmelo Anthony should have waited until free agency. He forced himself to the Knicks. But, no one stops and looks at the fact that he wanted to make sure that his contract was grandfathered in, because they were going into a lockout. So, I don't put that on the players. I put it on the team. The team has to make the right decision. You know what I mean? The team's got to make the right decision. I don't know if Donovan Mitchell wants to make it to the Knicks or not, play for the Knicks or not. Some people seem to think that maybe he does want to play for the Knicks. I don't know. But, if you're giving up RJ Barrett plus all of your first-round draft picks, that's a lot. That's a lot. And how much does he change your franchise? That would be the question. According to Ian Begley, an opposing team executive told Ian Begley that any package that doesn't involve Mitchell Robinson or RJ Barrett and 2 future first-round picks would probably be a non-starter for Utah. Robinson, meanwhile, wouldn't be much of a fit for Utah with Gobert still in the mix. So the exec speculated that a package of Barrett and 2 unprotected first-round picks would get New York in the conversation for Mitchell. Utah would need to add roughly $2 million in salary to make the math work. And if the Knicks didn't want to offer Barrett in any deal, the executive speculated to Begley that the Knicks would likely need to include 3 future first-round picks in that scenario. The Knicks currently have 7 first-round picks over the next 4 drafts, thanks in part to the deals that sent Kristaps Porzingis and Marcus Morris out of New York. So, who knows who that executive is and if that scenario is, correct. Obviously, that's just speculation. It's not something that's actually out there in the air. It's just speculation. But Guillermo, would you give up RJ Barrett and 2 first-round picks, Guillermo?
Not even close. Not even close. Because RJ Barrett, like I say, he's a culture changer, and I feel Donovan Mitchell the same thing too. But Donovan Mitchell is now on the same level as like a Giannis. He's on the same level as even I hate to say it's LeBron or a Kawhi Leonard. You trade those pieces for transcendent talent. And this is a like for like situation where you're giving up in terms of culture builders and RJ Barrett. And I think the Knicks fans who build Donovan Mitchell, we need to stop whoring ourselves out for big names, right? We did this in the mid-2000s where we were trading a whole bunch of picks to get this star and this guy and this guy and this guy, and it led us to nowhere. Let's try to build organically. If the guy wants to come as a free agent, you come in and you get him as a free agent. Or a restricted free agent, and you throw the money at him. But let's not give up all these pieces to get a guy in Donovan Mitchell who may not get us those wins. Because again, when I look at Donovan Mitchell, as much as I love his game, can we sit here and definitively say that Donovan Mitchell on any team he makes that team an automatic playoff contender? No. When I look at Giannis, I can say that. When I look at Kawhi Leonard, I can see that. You know, when Kawhi Leonard actually plays. But I can't say the same thing like that with Donovan Mitchell, as much as I like him. You know what I mean? The Utah Jazz have a really good system where they play stout defense. You know what I mean? They save a lot of points that Donovan Mitchell probably would have to score on a less defensive team. Gobert, and they have Ingles to space out the floor. So they have a really good system on that team. But, you know, I'm not trying to overpay for that guy just because, you know, the thing that happened, maybe having coronavirus, so he's unhappy. You know what I mean? I'm getting a little sick and tired of these guys, you know, trying to leave way before their contracts are up. I understand some people, you may not be happy or whatever. And I understand the Rudy Gobert thing, that's an extreme case. It's extremely unfortunate. Rudy Gobert is being very immature and whatnot, but then now you're hearing all these little leaks in this, and I think that's coming from the player. I'd rather stay away from that. Let's try to build what we got here. Let's build up more drafts. Let's get the proper coach first and foremost. And then when players want to come here as free agents, we pick them up.
Now, you told me before that you thought Donovan Mitchell was trying to get to the Knicks.
I did. I still do think he's trying to get to the Knicks, but and I know who Isaiah was referring to. So I saw that guy put like RJ Barrett and like the 2 first rounders. That's up, and I'm just like, let's just stop. Let's just stop, because it's not a guy where, first of all, we're not in a situation where we're kind of winnish now, right? We're not in a win now mode. We're not in a winnish now. We're not really in a let's try to compete for the 8th spot now. We're in a basically rebuilding mode. Donovan Mitchell is not going to be a plus multiplier, because that's not his game. Right? He's more of a scoring point guard, but he can facilitate. But he's not a guy who's going to make everybody so much better that we get to 40 wins. Right? Or 50 wins right away. And we're competing for the 5th spot in the Eastern Conference. You know what I mean? We need a lot of space. We need a lot of development to grow. And yes, I do think Donovan Mitchell wants to come here. But again, you look at it this way. Why do some players think they have it's kind of blown up now because of agents, and now the power's in the player's hands, for better and for worse. But, you know, why does he think that he could just, you know, do what he wants? You know, get us to throw away all these draft picks on his assets just for him. You know what I mean? That kind of speaks volumes. If he's doing this, if he's probably
that's what I'm saying. We don't know if he's
about the players. Like, come on, bro. You know we're not in that situation, and what you just want to come to Knicks because it's always your life dream. What about us winning? You want to come to a situation where you're the star of New York, but we only have 30-some wins to your name, and maybe 1 year we get to the playoffs. It's another Carmelo situation, and I think he has a better attitude than Carmelo. But again, you know, I just don't want to go through the mess where we're giving up all these assets to maybe get a 40, 50 win season. I want us to have a situation where we have a proper foundation, we have assets, and we have players who are properly developing, and where we can get that steady 40 wins a year, and then maybe sniff 45, maybe sniff 50. Then we have to get a certain player to bring us over the hump. Then we get that player, and we're in a position where, even like a situation with the Clippers, where at our worst we get to the playoffs. Right, with that team they had last year before they made the trades, and at our best, okay, now we're trading a whole bunch of pieces, but we still have a foundation. We have a skeletal structure behind them, in the coaching and some role players, and then we get those stars to come and play with them. Then you have a situation that's like, we know we're competing for a championship. Not, we give a bunch of assets to maybe hopefully get to 45 wins. You can't do that, man.
Now, to be fair, but to be fair, we don't know if Donovan Mitchell has said anything like that. This is all speculation from media writers and fans and all that stuff. You know what I'm saying? We don't know if Donovan Mitchell has said that he wants to leave Utah or not. We just know that there's been an issue that him and Rudy Gobert's relationship isn't the best. But we haven't, we don't know if he said he wants to leave Utah or anything like that. It's all speculation. Right?
Hey, Sam, are you still talking to me?
Yeah. You can't hear me?
I'm trying to know. I don't know if something my thing clicked you as mute. That's to unmute you. So I'm not trying to put it all on him. I'm probably speaking more from the Knicks perspective, man. It just doesn't feel right. You know what I mean? I like Donovan Mitchell a lot, but to give all these assets and then, because again, look at it culture wise, right? If you have a guy in RJ Barrett, who I think the organization wants to build around, and then you trade him for a guy in Donovan Mitchell, now you're also betting that Donovan Mitchell brings that same aspect of, this is the guy we want to build around, and everybody's going to follow, because it seems, and we talk about this, outside of Randall, I feel like most of the players on the team kind of galvanize around RJ Barrett. And, it's something better when it's home cooking, when it's organic, right? Versus, all right, you're bringing this guy from outside, And he looks like the guy to do it. He looks like, oh yeah, he looks apart because of what he's doing in Utah. But he comes to New York, the front office is different, the players are different, the pressure is different, a lot different than Utah. And his attitude might change. You know what I mean? He could become more malcontent.
Now,
I'm just saying all the negatives. Obviously, be a positive that can be gained, but he could be more malcontent. Things could just blow up. And now we're looking back where we give all these pieces. We don't have any draft capital to really come back and restore the team or to replenish the team, and we're stuck with this player. And then we have to also. I don't think he's he's 2 years ago, so he's not even past his first contract, right? So. We would have to.
No, he's not past his first. He's still on his first contract. But would you trade another player and 3 first-round draft picks for him?
Say it one more time, Sam. You kind of like.
I said, would you trade another player or 3 first-round draft picks for and 3 first-round draft picks for him?
No, not the 3 first-round draft picks. I trade another player, and I would trade the Mavericks pick. I trade 2 players on the Mavericks pick, but I'm not trading him. I know that might not go. It's just a situation. I just wouldn't do it because there's I'm not giving up a whole bunch of first round picks. We have to build this team.
Okay. All right. Let me get to Big Freezy.
Adding him is not going to make us a win now situation.
All right.
It's not.
Let me get the Big Freezy. See what Freezy is talking about. Big Freezy, how you feel about it, man?
Hey, what's up, boss man?
What's going on with you? Would you trade 3 draft picks? Now, look, the Knicks have 7 draft picks over the next, 4 years or something like that? They have 7 draft picks.
Right.
Okay. Let me see exactly what that is. The Knicks have, 7 first-round draft picks over the next 4 drafts. Okay.
Right.
7 of them, which means you still have 3 first-round draft picks over the next 4 drafts. Would you trade another player, I don't know, say Frank Ntilikina, and 3 first-round draft picks for Donovan Mitchell? Say you traded Frank Ntilikina, this year's Clippers pick, and the 2 Dallas picks for Donovan Mitchell. Would you do that?
Hell yeah. Hell yeah, I'll do that. Matter of fact, I'll do it on a handwritten note and hand deliver it. Talking about for Spider Mitchell, for a 22-year-old perennial all-star at a position where we have not had an all-star since Allen Houston. Yes, done. And you know what happened? And people will argue me down. They're probably gonna kill me in the chat. They'll be like, Freezy, why you want to give up first-round picks for such and such and such and such? But listen, the New York Knicks don't draft all-stars. The New York Knicks can't sign all-stars in free agency. The New York Knicks do not develop young players into all-stars. And you telling me that I can get one guaranteed by giving away future assets that once belonged to other teams? Hell yeah. I give them the Clippers pick and the 2 Dallas picks, and we still own our own first-round picks. So we still do the same. We get our all-star on one hand, and we don't trade away our own first-round picks on the other hand. I don't see where we lose. I don't see where we lose. And listen, I love Frank. I love Kevin Knox. I love RJ. I love Mitch. I love Trier. I love Dot. I love DSJ. I love all the young cats that we have. And I would definitely not do it for RJ or Mitch, but if you're telling me, I can free Frank, let Frank go somewhere where he can develop, man, I love the kid, so I would love to see him go somewhere and blossom. You know what I'm saying? And you telling me I can give up, say, a Frank and a Kevin Knox, or Frank or Knox and 3 first-round picks that we going into, say, 2 years ago we didn't have? That's done. Now, okay. I think that'd be negligence on our behalf not to do it. We owe it to the fan base to get a superstar here in New York.
All right, now there's some people, right? There's some people right now who are saying, Utah wouldn't do this or Utah wouldn't do that. But here's where it's coming from. The reason why I mentioned 3 first-round draft picks in Frank Ntilikina, because I read this again for those who are new. And this is through Ian Begley from SNY TV, says, an opposing team executive tells Begley that any package that doesn't involve Mitchell Robinson or RJ Barrett and 2 future first-round picks would probably be a non-starter for Utah. Robinson, meanwhile, wouldn't be much of a fit for Utah with Gobert still in the mix, so the exec speculated that a package of Barrett and 2 unprotected firsts would get New York in the conversation. Utah would need to roughly add roughly $2 million in salary to make the math work. And if the Knicks didn't want to offer Barrett in any deal, the executive speculated, this is all speculation, to Begley that the Knicks would likely need to include 3 future first-round draft picks, 1 unprotected in that scenario. So if there's one that's unprotected, it would have to be one of the Knicks picks. It wouldn't be able to be the Clippers and the 2 Dallas picks. It would have to be one of the Knicks picks, right? And then the Knicks, they said the Knicks currently have 7 first-round draft picks over the next 4 drafts, thanks in part to the deals for Kristaps and Marcus Morris. So, what we're saying there is that then, if you look at it that way, the Knicks would have to add one of their picks. So maybe their 2021 pick, Clippers pick, and a Dallas Mavericks pick, and then another player for Donovan Mitchell. This is all speculation from whoever the executive is. We don't know what's really going to happen and what's going on, man. It seems like, to be honest with you, and big shout out to Ralph Petito. Thank you for the super chat. He said, my guy, I'm not with star chasing plan. I'd rather see New York build it up. It has been 20 years of it, and it's failed miserably. Just build. I get it. I understand.
The point to it, though, is what people fail to realize is Donovan Mitchell is not a 6-year veteran coming towards the end of an extended rookie contract.
He's not.
Donovan Mitchell is a 3rd-year player, right?
Just like Frank.
That's coming. Exactly. Coming up for his max rookie extension that we can give him, right? Once we get him. And so he's guaranteed to be. We basically know what this kid is right now, right? So instead of getting him at 27, we'll get this dude at 22, right? And then
he's actually 23. He's 23. He's going to be 24 in September, I believe.
Oh, okay. So we'll get him at 23, and then we can build our franchise around him and the other young players that we have. So instead of us rolling the dice on first-round picks, and look at the first-round picks that we got now. We drafted Frank Ntilikina with a top 10 pick. We drafted Kevin Knox with a first-round pick. Would you trade Mitchell Robinson, Frank Ntilikina, and Kevin Knox for Spider Mitchell today?
Oh,
yes, you would.
Without draft picks, most likely, yeah. So, but you know what?
Exactly.
You know what, Freezy? It may be all null and void, to tell you the truth. All of this speculation started with, the fact that Rudy Gobert and Donovan Mitchell weren't getting along. This is what Rudy Gobert had to say to Taylor Rooks about their relationship. All right, so let's just take a listen here.
Have been very close. I know the team in general is incredibly close. Is there any truth to these rumors that are going on right now that you all's relationship cannot be saved and you aren't speaking and all of these things?
It is true that we didn't speak for a while after this, but we did spoke a few days ago. And, like I said, we both ready to go out there and try to win a championship for this team. It's not about being a professional, and everyone got different relationships. Everyone got, it's never perfect. Married people that are married, it's never perfect. So me and my teammate, no, it's not. It's far from perfect. But at the end of the day, we both want the same thing, and it's winning. And and we both grown men, and we both gonna do what it takes to win.
Have been very close. I know the team in general is incredibly close. Is there any truth to these rumors that are going on right now that you all's relationship cannot be saved?
So
and
that started to repeat. Let me go ahead and get that off. So, but you heard them, right?
Right.
They talked, I guess, according to Rudy Gobert. They talked, and it might all be squashed. This may be all for nothing. You know what I'm saying? Who knows?
Right.
Maybe all for nothing. We'll see.
Know, man.
Well, hey, but Freezy, give me a second, man. I'm gonna come right back to you. All right, so don't go anyplace. I'm gonna come right back to you, ladies and gentlemen. I do want to tell you this. I'm heading over specifically to SportsCastr now. So there's 164 people here on YouTube. And the person who's calling in, be patient. I'm about to get to you. 164 people here on YouTube. I'm asking all of you to come over to SportsCastr right now. The link is in the description of this video. And I'm also putting the link in the YouTube chat. All right? I'm putting it in the YouTube chat. We're about to go over now. You know, we just spoke about Donovan Mitchell. Now we're going to talk about Joel Embiid. So come join us over on SportsCastr, ladies and gentlemen. All right. In just a second, this is going to be exclusively on SportsCastr. So join me on SportsCastr. The link is in the YouTube chat, and it's also in the description of this video. I'm heading over there right now. Okay. Heading over there right now. So come join us on SportsCastr to watch the remainder of this show. I'll catch you over there in about 30 seconds, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to transition out of this, and I'm coming specifically to SportsCastr. YouTube family, peace. If you don't come to SportsCastr, I'll see you tomorrow night. But come join us on SportsCastr. The link is in the description, and it's in the YouTube chat.